Sam Wilson here, Sam's Antique Motors. Today, we're gonna see if we can't get this old girl fired up. I've got the body pretty much painted and ready to go back on the chassis. So I learned my lesson on the last one and swore I'd never build another vehicle that I didn't get the engine running before I put the body on it and had to start working over fenders. So this thing is all put in, pretty much all tied together. Got a couple of more little loose ends. I built a little test stand with an oil pressure gauge and a temperature gauge and a voltmeter and battery on off, and so with a tack. So first thing I'm going to do here this morning is prime this motor. I've already put about I can't remember if I got 4 or 5 quarts of oil in here. I think I got about 4.5 quarts. Put some zinc in it, and I have pulled the distributor out. And this is a priming tool. So I got it down on the oil pump. And first thing we're gonna do is get this motor primed up. Make sure we got oil throughout. So I just put a drill on it. Make sure I got that in the teeth, which I do. And put this down on the oil pump gear. And so we're gonna give this a spin and watch the oil pressure here. Make sure I know which one it is. Oil pressure right in the middle. Sounds like it's starting to go. Nope, we got a leak somewhere. Pushing it out on the floor. Yeah, looks like the oil filter's got a leak. So I just pushed about a quart of fluid out on the floor. So we'll get this mopped up and see what's going on with that. Okay. I was gonna just delete that video like they do in all the Sunday shows or Saturday shows and make it look like this is simple, but I decided to show the actual truth, which is, I'm sure, what happens to those motherfuckers as well. But after I used about 3 rolls of paper towels to clean up the quart of oil it pushed out of the oil filter, I now know what the problem is. So I had bought a AC Delco filter, which was sold as the right filter to be somewhat period correct for this 350, but this has a gasket that goes on the inside of this right here. And what's happening is that on the bottom of this block, it takes a filter, a 1061 or 1060 like this, that has a filter out, a gasket out on the outside. So this smaller gasket was just going back up inside the housing and it wasn't sealing. So this is not the correct filter. This is. And in trying to determine if this was the correct filter, what I learned is that for these kind of 70 through even up through the 80s, there's a 1060 and there's a 1061. And the difference is that the 1060, aside from one has like 275 PSI capacity and one has like 280, so it's nominally different. The real difference is the 1061 has an anti-flowback function in the filter. And that's designed that if you have a filter like on a Ford that goes into the side, the flowback keeps it from flowing back out of the filter when you turn the motor off. If you have it pointing straight down like it does on a Chevy small block, 1060, 1060, or 1061, either one of them will work. So I'm gonna get into there, I'm gonna put the correct filter back on there, and then we're gonna go back to seeing if we can get this thing primed up. Okay, got the filter back on, got the drill in there, so now we're going to give it a whirl to see if we can prime this up. There we go, and you can hear the drill load up and put some pressure on it, so that's the oil pressure building up. And I don't see any immediate leaks on there like we had last time. And we got oil coming up into our pressure gauge. And we got about 60 pounds of oil pressure. You can see it's bearing down on this drill. Yep, we got oil in our line. Got really good oil pressure. Yep. All right. So I think we got that good and primed up. And I don't see any immediate oil leaks on it. So we're going to pull this out of there, and I'm going to get a rag so I don't drip it all over the motor. And we're going to see if we can't get the distributor back in place and get it timed up. In order to get this baby static timed, I'll first put power on through my switch. And assuming we've got everything working right on the distributor, I've pulled the number one plug, and I'm just going to ground it right here on this intake manifold. And when I rotate this distributor through the timing point, it should spark this, make a spark on this plug right at the timing mark. There it is, right there. So I've got the harmonic balancer set at 12 degrees, and I'm just slightly rotating this distributor cap until it sparks. And when it sparks right there, perfect. That means if the harmonic balancer is set down there at 12 degrees before top dead center, then right when that sparks, it should be perfectly static timed. So we're gonna tighten this distributor down, and we're gonna call that static timed. That should be enough to at least get it started. Okay, I think I got all the oil leaks fixed. I got water in it. I got a bypass hose hooked up. I got the fuel line hooked up. I got all the spark plugs torqued up. I got it static timed. So I think now we are ready to see if this thing will kick off. So I got to get my ground strap here. So my light's on, we're powered up, should be in neutral. Let's see what happens. That's a good sign. So it's going to fire. My issue now is I've just got to get some gas to it because I got to get it from here all the way here. So since it's going to fire, I think what I'm going to do is get my truck out so that once it fires, I can let it run for the stated break-in time, and we'll see what happens from that. Okay, spent a couple hours trying to get this carburetor sorted out, and I put it back the way the pictures were when I took it apart, but I just couldn't get the linkages to work right. Come to find out, it wasn't put together in the first place correct, so I've now got it corrected, and we'll see if it'll fire. Okay, it's taken me pretty much all day to get everything unfucked. I had to get the radiator leak fixed on the drain plug, brand new drain plug, but had to get that fixed. Had to go in and rebuild the carburetor again because the linkage, this little linkage right in here is the lockout linkage right there, and that was backwards. And it was backwards on the original one. I went back to my pictures to figure out how to do it, and it was backwards on the original carburetor, which someone had been in once before. But I got that fixed. I got it timed up properly. I got the little jumper cable so we'll be charging right. And I filled up, checked all the oil, and I checked the transmission fluid. And I think we're now ready to give it a little run up on the break-in 2,000 RPMs for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So here we go. Man, isn't that sweet? Fires right up. Got about 75 pounds more pressure. Charging about 14 volts. And we'll watch the temperature here. It comes up to speed, but pretty much got it where it's kicked off right and running right. Big day.
Download the Resto-Rat app today to begin managing, tracking, and documenting your restoration project.